We could. We could. Sing the theme tune, do the theme tune.
Write another theme tune that never gets heard ever.
Willy Bum Bum.
Spooky, spooky, spooky show theme. Spooky show, 40 words. 40 words.
Chaos 243 is saying that we should say fucking bugger.
We're live, don't say fuck all bugger.
We should be live, don't say fuck all bugger, but we don't appear to be live, don't say fuck all bugger. Oh, that's gone live.
Well, what's the point of me saying fucking bugger if we're not live?
No, we are live. I just had to refresh the page on Rumble. I didn't think we were live.
Then do not say fuck all bugger.
Chaos 243 has just fooled you into saying fucking bugger.
Well, I was going to say it anyway, so Yaboo rats to you. Right, also, unsubstantiated conspiracy theory time. Hollywood actors have the perfect cover to be international hitmen. They can go anywhere on set, and they've got like combat training.
They can stand in front of the director waving a gun around between takes, and it's not their fault.
And literally shoot someone in the face in front of everybody and go, "Whoops! I didn't know it was."
I didn't know bullets kill people.
I thought I was being handed a prop gun. It's not my fault. They're dead. But anyway, I'm glad I killed the bitch, and that's why they get paid all that money. They don't get paid loads of money because they're in like international blockbuster films which make millions at the box office. No, they get paid loads of money because they go around assassinating
Fairy
people.
Morgana's back on YouTube.
Who's that? Oh, I think I know.
Yeah, she's yeah.
Well, you suck. Go on Rumble. It's better.
You suck, YouTube. You suck.
If you're still on YouTube and writing comments on YouTube, you're literally
the tubes.
You're literally a fucking bugger. and on 14 words, you'll get to see what I really think of you.
Yeah. So tonight you can catch us on D Live. Oh, Wesley's watching us on D Live, gang. You can watch us on D Live. You can watch us on Rumble. You can watch us on the Telegrams.
But what about a carrier pigeon with an SD card of the show?
That's out. That's gone. So you've just got to find it. What you got to do is you got to catch the carrier pigeon in an amusingly made aircraft.
Oh, right, okay. I thought the carrier pigeon.
Do you remember catching?
I thought the carrier. Yeah.
Catch.
Why
the
is it
pigeon.
like?
Catch the pigeon.
Stop the pigeon. Stop the pigeon.
Catch the pigeon, isn't it? Yeah, it's catch
Stop
the pigeon.
The pigeon. Stop the pigeon.
No, it's catch the pigeon.
Right. Dick Dar Starred. Dastardly.
You have to catch the pigeon.
Pigeon.
Wesley, wherever you are you on? I've
right.
got to find out.
I'm looking at it now, and it's called Dastardly and Muttley and their flying machines. Stop the pigeon intro opening.
It's catch the fucking pigeon. They're supposed to.
I know the idea.
They catch it.
But you got to stop it in order to catch it, right?
No, you catch
what?
it. You catch it, and that stops it.
Stop the pigeon. Stop the pigeon. Stop the pigeon.
Yeah, is it catch the pigeon or stop the pigeon? Chats.
Hang on.
What?
You're literally singing "Stop the Pigeon."
It's catch the pigeon.
25 seconds in, he's singing.
We found another one.
Dick Dastardly is singing.
You're on the wrong fucking timeline, Hobbit.
Oh, I'm on the wrong timeline.
Yeah,
right.
stop listening to the wrong timeline.
I'm on the wrong timeline.
Yeah.
You know what? I would like to hear what God's Bone Banker. Sorry, God's. It seems every time I say God's Banker.
We're going to talk about Roberto Calvi, 13th of April 1920 to the 17th of June 1982. He was an Italian banker dubbed God's Banker.
I believe Roberto Calvi is more commonly known as God's Banker.
Or Banchier di Dio.
Which is Italian for God's Banker.
You've only waited 3 episodes for this, Hobbit. I'll see you really up with what's going on the show.
So anyway, God's Banker, what's he about?
By the press because of his close business dealings with the Holy See. Do you want to talk some more about the Vatican? Because we talked a bit about the Vatican last time, didn't we? And that girl that went missing.
God, that could lead into another subject about why is it that investigative journalists, especially around matters pertaining to either the mafia, the Vatican, or God's Banker, end up dead?
Anyway, he was a native of Milan and was a chairman of Banco Ambrosiano. Is that like ambrosia, the food of the gods? Does that come from that? Does it?
I mean, who knows what the Italians? There may be like some reason why that exists.
We'll talk about Banco Ambrosiano in a bit. We'll just talk about Roberto Calvi, the main man. It's taken us 2 episodes to get here.
Yeah, but we had to build up the foundation for why he was known as God's Banker.
To be fair, the people he's surrounded with are pretty fucking nuts, so they are worth talking about, aren't they? Like, what's his name, Marcinkus, the gorilla.
But imagine being expelled out of 109 schools.
No, that was the other geezer, the shark.
The shark?
Yeah.
I thought it was God's Banker that had been expelled from schools.
No, it's Sindona.
Oh, and he was friends with God's Banker.
Yeah. Well, not really. I don't think you really have friends, do you? When you're a criminal, do criminals have friends?
I believe they're friends you can't say no to, and they're the best sort of friends.
Well, friends you wouldn't want to say no to, aren't they?
With friends like these, who needs enemies?
Yeah, exactly. Right then, what else have we got? So Calvi's death by hanging in London, June 1982, is the source of enduring controversy and was ruled a murder after 2 coroner's inquests and an independent investigation. 5 people were acquitted in Rome, June 2007, of conspiracy to murder Roberto Calvi, also known as
God's Banker.
Popular suspicion is linked to allegedly corrupt officials of the Vatican Bank, the Sicilian Mafia, and the Continental Freemasonry Lodge Propaganda Due. But they got kicked out. But they got kicked out because they were the edgy boys of Continental Freemasonry.
Yeah, the ones which wanted to do some non-Freemasonic things like promote nationalism in Italy.
Yeah,
which was frowned upon. That's not serving the god of Freemasonry, Lucifer.
So, Roberto Calvi's father was the manager of the Banca Commerciale Italiana. Calvi joined the bank. I had lasagna for tea tonight to prepare for this episode.
I had burgers and pasta.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
so
that's Italian.
You had pasta.
Yeah. Now, who's the you mentioned Roberto Calvi's father there. What's his name?
I don't know. Mr. Calvi.
Ah, Mr. Calvi is the father of God's Banker.
So he joined the bank after World War II, but he moved to Banco Ambrosiano, then Italy's second largest bank, in 1947. He married in 1952 and had 2 children. Soon he became the personal assistant of Carlo Alessandro.
Easy for you to say.
I do struggle with those Italian names. A leading figure and later president of Banco Ambrosiano. Calvi was the bank's general manager in 1971 and chairman in 1975. So this is Calvi. They're confused. They confuse. They don't specify whether it's Calvi the elder or Calvi the younger.
Calvi the younger shall henceforth be known as God's Banker.
So in 1978 you've got the Banco Ambrosiano scandal, which sets us all up for the death of
God's Banker.
In 1970, this is going to so irritate some people. The Bank of Italy
Good.
produced a report on Banco Ambrosiano, which found that several billion lira, which is about a fiver. Did we work this out the other week?
Can I? Do you remember, like, ages ago when we got a review for Fortean Wares, and the guy was saying, like, "Oh, completely disrespectful of the source material. Doesn't take the subject seriously at all.
That was
Rubbish
that was
podcast."
the Fred West episodes, bunch of idiots or something, weren't it?
Well,
he really got upset.
We need to find him and email the episode about God's banker.
To be fair, we didn't get that. I'm sure there's one that we've got more disrespectful in. Maybe the maybe send him the what's it called, the what was it,
the talking mongoose,
the black snot sauna. I can't remember what it was called.
No, I don't like that one.
Just that bloke was mad.
I think the one where I was like proper disrespectful was about Neurosoup or Crystal Co, the LSD missile bunker.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So
what an evil bitch.
So 1978, several billion lira. What's that? Is that about a tenner a bit?
Oh, I think it was 20 million pounds, wasn't it? 70 billion lira in pounds.
Yeah.
70 billion lira.
Several billion, so it'd just be 7 billion lira.
What if I type in 10 billion? 10 billion lira. Lira in GBP. Let's find not Turkish lira, no, like proper lira. Italian.
Is there a proper lira, Hobbit? Is there a proper? I don't think you could call the lira a proper currency.
I can't spell Italian.
LIRE.
No, Italian.
Oh, Italian. ITAL. IAL.
Yeah. Okay. I want in.
Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to say we need to say get well soon to Ian.
Yes. Get well soon. So 10,000 lira is nearly a fiver. 100,000 is £44. A million is £440. 10 million 4,000. 100 million 44,000. So 1 billion lira is 440,000 British pounds.
So 7 4 7s are 28. So about 30 million then, isn't it?
So if
you've got a proper currency when several billion of your currency is worth 30 million of another, don't you? You know things are going well, don't you?
Oh, I love it when websites have got the allow optional cookies thing, and then you click on it and it doesn't go away.
Yeah.
But thanks. Hey, we're not part of the EU anymore. Why do we still have that?
Don't know. The Banco Brasiliano found that several billion lira had been exported illegally, leading to criminal investigations. Calvi was tried in 1981, given a 4-year suspended sentence. Don't do it again. There's a good boy. And fined $19.8 million US for transferring 27 million out of the country in violation of Italian currency laws. So if you remember, I don't know if we've spoke about this properly, like they were smuggling the money out to dodge so the Vatican had a load of properties. They changed laws on taxing properties, so they then liquidized the properties and hid the money outside of the country and it was all above board, we assume. I'm not a legal expert, but I'm sure hiding money in other countries is perfectly legal.
It was just resting in those accounts.
Yeah. I really meant to get it back here and tax it, but I just kept forgetting. He was released on bail pending appeal and kept his position at the bank. During his short spell in jail, Calvi attempted suicide. His family maintains he was manipulated by others and was innocent of the crimes he was attributing. He was a good boy. He didn't do nothing. He was just trying to get his life together.
He was just going to Seminole College.
Is it controversy or controversy, Hobbit? What's your pronunciation of that?
I use controversy because I think it's fewer syllables and easier to pronounce. But some people say controversy, controversy.
Controversy. Yeah, I'll say controversy, I think. there was
You like
controversy.
more syllables.
We'll accept your saying of it. The controversy surrounding Calvi's dealings at Banco Ambrosiano echoed a scandal in 1974 when the Holy See lost an estimated $30 million upon the collapse of the Franklin National Bank, owned by financier Michel Sidona.
Give me a second. You said they lost $30 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's several billion lira, isn't it?
Well, there we go. US dollars. And no, we want it the other way round.
Clown currency.
So you $30 million, right? 3,000, 30, 3 million, 30 million. So in lira, that is 53 billion lira. There we go.
This is a serious country with serious currency, Hobbit.
Tell you what, going to Italy like pre-Euro must have been dirt cheap.
Oh, mate, can you imagine it? Just like going to the strip clubs and just making it rain, and it costs you a fiver. just making it rain in like lira, fivers worth of lira.
It's like, how much is that Ferrari worth? 5 billion lira. Is that a lot or a little? I don't know.
So the Franklin National Bank was owned by financier Michel Sidona. I think he was just the name on the paperwork. I think Michel Sidona, he was the guy that ended up committing suicide in prison. Do you remember that? Oh well, it's look, it's not a woman's name. It's Michael. He's a bloke. Michele. I think it's Michele. I think is how they said it in the documentary, weren't it?
Michael in English.
Yeah, Michael. Mike. Big Mike. Bad loans and foreign currency transactions led to the collapse of the bank. So basically, there was a huge collapse sometime before this. Michel Sindona lost a load of money, so he fell out of favour.
Sindona.
Big Mike Sindona, the shark. Should we just call him the shark? The shark.
That's it.
The shark kind of fell out of favour, and I think Roberto Calvi kind of stood on his shoulders and pushed himself up. So he kind of ended up as the go-to man for the Vatican. Calvi wrote a letter of warning to Pope John Paul II on the 5th of June 1982, 2 weeks before the collapse of Banco Ambrosiano, stating that such an event would provoke catastrophe of unimaginable proportions in which the Church will suffer the greatest damage. The correspondence confirmed that illegal transactions were common knowledge among the top affiliates of the bank and the Vatican. Banco Ambrosiano collapsed in 1982 following the discovery of debts between 700 million and 1.5 billion. Much of the money had been siphoned off through the Vatican Bank.
In what currency?
Banco Ambrosiano.
I mean, if it's 1.5 billion, we could just like look around the back of the sofa for that.
This
money.
is US. This is US. This is serious.
1.5 billion US dollars. What's that in
This
lira?
is a 1982 $1.5 billion in dollars as well.
But back when the dollars weren't completely devalued.
That's real money. That is
150,000, 1.5 billion.
So if you remember from the documentary Hobbit, there was the meeting between Calvi and Marcinkus.
If you want to know what $15 billion is in lira, imagine 27 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
is
12
this to the power
zeros.
of lira?
Yeah. 26 to the power of 12 lira. Sorry, in standard notation, that's 26.87 times 10 to the 12th, yeah. Oh god, it's been a long time since I've done standard notation.
Fucking hell, yeah. And counting in binary. Have you ever done that, Hobbit?
Yeah, that's good fun. I like that.
I haven't done that for a long time. That back in the days when you could put the hand on the monitor and touch the person next to you and give them a belt.
Yes. The kids these days will never know the bong of a degorse being enacted
on the person sat next to you.
There's all these sounds of. There's 10 kinds of people in this world. Those that get binary and those that don't. Exactly, Wesley. Yeah. That's a binary joke. Yes, it is a binary joke.
Hey, we're here all night. So if you remember, do you remember the conversation?
No, I'm not. I'm leaving after 9.
Do you remember the bit? Do you remember the bit with the conversation between Calvi and Marcinkus when Calvi?
Oh boy, do I ever!
When Calvi said, "You know all that money, all those millions and millions of dollars we sent to sent to Poland. That was a loan, right? Right?"
And then Marcinkus went, let me tell you something, God's banker. The money's fine where it is. It's God will tend to his debts, God's banker.
God doesn't pay his debts with money, as my dad used to tell me.
Yeah.
Neither did Marcinkus. And so they did that. Oh, what was the thing called?
You telling me you loaned money to a Pole and you didn't get it back?
What was the thing called that he made him
Has he
sign?
Promised like a lifetime of clean toilets in exchange?
Oh, well, this is it. In 1984, the Vatican Bank agreed to pay $224 million, American dollars, to 120 of Banco Ambrosiano's creditors as a recognition of moral involvement in the bank's collapse.
224 million, 224.
Yeah.
And that's 2 million, 22 million.
20 million's 7 billion, isn't it?
So 224 million US dollars is equivalent to 400 billion lira?
Like the national debt of Italy.
It's like, hang on, that's 658 million. Yeah, okay, yeah, so 400 billion, 568 million, 140,000 Italian lira. That's not a real currency, is it?
Wesley said there's no proper lira now that Gonzalo's dead.
That's right, yeah. But it's like, you know how there was the big thing in Weimar Germany about like notes being worth so little that you just weigh stacks of them rather than counting individual notes. That's Italy, rather than just going, yeah, we should not use this currency anymore. They just carried on with like Weimar stacks.
Yeah. So much of the which owns shares. So the Vatican Bank owns shares of Banco Ambrosiano.
Or I think it was a bit more convoluted than that. It was rather a case of now. I think I touched on this last episode, but you see, being that Roberto Calvi, which was also known as that guy, he was, well, you see, the Vatican Bank doesn't have any shareholders apart from the Pope, and there's no oversight committee.
Well, so didn't they describe the Vatican as being the Pope as being CEO, President, King, and like everything? I think that was another podcast I listened to. Actually.
Yeah, well, but with the Vatican Bank, there's no oversight committee. There's no shareholders apart from the Pope. So Roberto Calvi,
elected.
also,
it's weird because it's an elected. What is it? Total monarchy, isn't it?
I think we tried to cover this before and I got a headache. But anyway, Roberto Calvi, also known as God's banker, would siphon funds from the Vatican Bank to prop up debts on Banco Ambrosiano.
No, I think it was the other way. It was kind of like the Vatican Bank was getting Banco Ambrosiano's money and sending it all to Poland to fund the solidarity movement with Lech Wałęsa. I remember his name. I can say it properly because I heard it so many times when I was a kid.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, well, you remember the story about the car full of gold that they had that they drove to Poland? I got a ticket to drive it to Poland.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were doing fucking dumb shit like that. And and Calvi wasn't going, look, Marcinkus, there is a payment plan here, isn't there? And Marcinkus was going, yeah, it's all right, don't worry about it. We're good. We're good for it.
It's in God's hands.
Yeah. What was it William S. Burroughs said? He said, "Don't trust the religious man. He'll fuck you over," and he thinks God's helping him do it or something. You remember that one?
Oh, I thought William S. Burroughs said, "I knew the mescaline was kicking in when the typewriter started to eat my fingers."
No, you ever heard that one? Words of advice for young people.
I watched Naked Lunch once and decided, no, I hate David Cronenberg and all of his films make me feel ill.
Yeah, they do. Which of his films makes you feel the most ill?
Probably his most recent one, Sins of the Elders.
I think the most recent film of his I watched was Crash.
People on the Cannes Film Festival walked out of the screening to be sick.
Oh, nice. Was it that violent? Was it?
It's pretty disgusting. I mean, I thought Existence was a gory film, but so there's that thing in Existence where he builds the gun out of his fish supper.
Yeah. And then he sticks it in his stomach.
Does he? Oh, well, I'm glad I forgot
am I getting confused with Videodrome, which is like...
That's Videodrome, which is also David Cronenberg.
It's like the sequel to Videodrome, isn't it?
Existence is a pretty good film, although I don't remember anything from it. It's like Mad God is a pretty good film.
You have a faint memory of not being disappointed with the film. Is that what you're saying, Hobbit?
Well, it's like, the guy who did special effects in RoboCop and The Thing. That guy. He went on to direct a film called Mad God.
Yeah.
And I watched it once, and I said I'll watch it again, but it's more disturbing than Alice in Wonderland by that Czech guy.
Something happened in Mad God, and that's about all I can tell you.
Like puppets, and the puppets had like other puppets, and they did disturbing things. Yeah. Oh, and there was a demon that did a poo, and there was slaves scooping the poo away.
They were all in a long line pooing, weren't they? And then the other ones were picking the peanuts out of their shit, weren't they?
I don't remember that bit. No.
I remember the guys in the trench coats with the bomb case.
Yeah, the bit which looks like World War One, but it's a bit more futuristic, but also it's not.
Blimey, that is a strange film.
Mad God is not a film that God's banker approves of.
So where were we?
I say that with some certainty.
1984, the Vatican Bank agreed to give some money back. So did a subpoena which only... So it had never been confirmed whether the Vatican Bank was directly involved in the scandal due to a lack of evidence in the subpoenaed correspondence, which only revealed that Calvi consistently supported the Vatican's religious agenda. Calvi committed the crime of fiscal misconduct. There was no evidence of church involvement otherwise, so the Vatican was granted diplomatic immunity, or just immunity.
Revoked.
What a good film Lethal Weapon 2 was.
Oh, that's what it was.
We're back, we're bad, I'm black, he's mad. Do you remember from it?
I don't. All I seem to remember from it was like the black guy's making burgers, and Mel Gibson's like, I need to beat some criminals up.
Yeah,
I remember that bit.
So Calvi went missing from his Rome apartment on the 10th of June 1982, having fled the country on a false passport under the name Gian Roberto Calvini. So there's no way they're going to find him with that name, are they?
Oh, I'm not the Calvini you're looking for. I'm not God's banker.
No, you're looking for Calvi. I'm Calvini.
Oh, Calvini Vini. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You got us there. So it's just your surname looks similar to someone else we were interested in. Oh, well, I heard that guy's really cool, and you should probably let him go if you do catch him. Yeah.
Before fleeing initially to Venice. From there, he apparently hired a private plane to London via Zurich. A postal clerk was crossing London's Blackfriars Bridge at 7:30 a.m. on Friday the 18th of June. 18th of June, Hobbit. All the sixes are in there.
Oh dear.
18,
That's
three
right.
sixes, and another 6. June.
Yeah. And what year was it? 82?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that comes
That's
to 10,
probably
which is
up
0. Yeah. Well, it's 1, actually, but...
20.
Yeah. 1982?
Yeah. 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 2.
Yeah, but that becomes 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
2, yeah. I'll get you. And notice Calvi's body hanging from the scaffolding beneath. Calvi had 5 bricks in his pocket, and this is the amusing thing. He had one down the front of his trousers, which was quite fun. So he had 4 bricks in his pockets, and he had one down the front of his trousers. Do you remember that bit, Hobbit?
It reminds me of a joke my dad told me where he was saying, like...
Next time, put the potato down the front of your trunks.
Yeah. They kept swimming away from me.
And he had in his possession about US 14,000 in 3 different currencies. Oh, 3's there, Hobbit. The Sonic.
Yeah. So what were the 3 currencies he had then? Does it say? Because I don't seem to remember that being mentioned in other bits.
I think I'm probably going to have to find that. Let's have a look at the stuff that Missy's printed out. So apparently I've got Forensic Access, it's called.
Yeah, because that's a point. Mrs. Hemming sort of said, this is pertinent to your investigation of God's banker.
So Forensic Access became involved in the case in 1992. So basically, his death was just the start of it. So initially, his death was ruled as suicide.
Well, yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? Because it's like it shouldn't have been ruled as suicide, and the initial investigation was over with way too quickly.
So here you go. So having assumed when Calvi's body was discovered that he had committed suicide, the police are thought to have untied rather than cut the rope by which he was suspended, thereby destroying potentially useful evidence, including any that might have trapped inside the knot from whoever tied it. I'll have to have a look. I'll see if I can find some more detail. It's crazy, isn't it? It's so they do
Even though I've
but they don't
read a fair bit about it, just there's so much that I don't really understand from this thing. Well, I mean, we'll summarise it towards the end, won't we?
It's why it's one of those enduring mysteries, isn't it? Because the police cock it up at the time. You have to wonder whether
did they cock it up, or did somebody with like a suitcase of unmarked bills say, you just make it a perfunctory investigation, and then go on holiday? I hear Italy's lovely this time of year.
Who killed Robert Calvi?
Who framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah. Let's see if we can Roberto Calvi money in pocket. Let's see if that comes up. Yeah, it's a bit light on the ground, the Wikipedia article, isn't it? Not really, I don't think. I found the Forensic Access. Murder or suicide. Don't know. I can't tell you because they kind of they get more bogged down.
Suffice to say, he had a bunch of cash on his person. He had a bunch of cash
in 3 different currencies. I assume it would have been but he went because
US dollars. Great.
Because he got smuggled to. I think he went to He went to a couple of places before then. Like, I can't believe how light it is. On how he ended up there. So, Calvi been staying in a flat in Chelsea, and it was like a bit of a trampy flat. And they reckon he wouldn't have been happy there. Because he was actually smuggled out by a people smuggler.
Right.
I can't find it right now. So he was found. So basically, he was found. They would go, oh, this is. He's hanging there by the neck, so that means he must have killed himself. And there was no rust or anything on his shoes or trousers, so that means he definitely got himself up there. Because he was.
The bit,
go on then.
which I remember the forensic scientist saying, it's like we simulated what like the shoes and stuff like that, and we found no signs of wear, no brick dust in the shoes.
Rust as well, because it was metal poles. So basically, if you can imagine, so under Blackfriars Bridge, there was some scaffolding close to the side. So you'd have had to climb down a ladder.
Which isn't seen all the time.
That's
not a common thing.
So the access was like on the left, and then he would have had to climb round all of that onto the right. And then it was weird the way it was hung as well, because rather than just tying it around the pole, they actually put it through an eye in the pole and then tied it off. So he would have had to do all that without getting wet or getting wet. Like whichever way he got in, he would have had to do it without getting wet, or if he'd have got himself there by boat to hang himself, which seems like the way he would have had to have been hung by boat, because that would have been the easiest way. Like the boat drifted off. You know, it was like really like unlikely that he killed himself.
It wasn't suicide though. That was the thing. It's, I mean, I don't know why.
Also, later on, they also found out that his neck was broken before he got up there. Like the original, and that was from the so basically what happened was he died. They covered it all over like it was a cat litter box turd. Covered it over, nothing to see here. But the family were like, he's
move along, please.
The family were like, he's Catholic. He's not going to do this. We know what he's like. This isn't his thing. And also,
it's like, hey guys, look, this is God's own banker.
God's banker.
He wouldn't do such a thing. God's banker was murdered.
He was moidered.
It was murder in the first degree.
He was moidered.
It was murder.
It was murder. Oh, here we go. So, so he travelled all through Europe by road. He hid out in a couple of safe houses. He was taken there by I think he was like a Serbian or something, people smuggler. And then eventually he ended up in London, ends up in the Chelsea flat, shaves his trademark moustache off. Apparently it was his trademark moustache. He shaved that off, and then
there was nothing else that was trademarked about him.
No, not even his nickname.
Not at all, no.
So, where was I? So
I know what you're waiting for there, but we didn't mention it. So
no, I weren't waiting for it. I just completely lost my train of thought.
He shaved off his trademark moustache.
Yeah. He was in Chelsea, decided to go out for a quote-unquote walk, and he ended up under Blackfriars Bridge. Do you know why Blackfriars?
Is that like when... Just when you're saying he was going out for a walk, was that like when Robin Cook said, Iraq's not a threat to us, then he went out for a walk?
No, that's Dr. David Kelly.
Dr. David Kelly, and they ruled his death as suicide when it was like, didn't bleed enough from the wrists, and the pills in your stomach hadn't digested.
Yeah. He tried
definitely a suicide.
Himself, just to be sure.
Yeah.
Why didn't do the old trademark Clinton double tap in the back of the head?
Well, I'm surprised he didn't win a free light aircraft trip somewhere.
The
old Nigel Farage, as they call it.
P2, who referred
not to be
to
confused with propaganda Uno.
They referred to themselves as the Frati Neri, or dun 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 Blackfriars. Blackfriars
Oh,
Bridge.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because fratty means brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I did not know that.
Yes.
That is.
So the day before
I
his
don't know
body
why I'm
was
so
found,
excited
Calvi was
about
stripped
this,
of his
but I
post
am.
at the Banco Ambrosiani by the Bank of Italy, and his private secretary Graziella Caroscia jumped to her death from a fifth floor window. Obviously, it was either her choice, or I don't know, she would have ended up in prison, or she would have been,
she quit before she was
mugged on her way back
pushed.
from the office, or anything could have happened to her, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But she literally did a running jump at the window, like proper job.
She's been defenestrated.
Defenestrated.
When you see doing a running jump, was it like that scene in Demolition Man where Wesley Snipes says to the guy, "How much do you weigh?" and then he picks up and throws him at the window. And all the guns in the Hall of Violence happen to be loaded and they're all serviced and ready to go.
That's a good idea.
Including the field cannon. So it's like, oh look, these bunkers have come down. Good thing I got field cannon to blow it up with.
So Calvi's death was subject of 2 coroner's inquests in London. The first recorded a verdict of suicide in July 1982, which it absolutely was. Anything else is a conspiracy theory.
Yep.
The Calvi family
never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories, as George Bush II would say.
So then the Calvi family then secured the services of George Carman, QC, well, now it'd be KC, wouldn't he? King's Counsel.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. The second inquest was held in July
Why do
1983.
they call it Queen or King's Counsel? Why don't they just call it Royal Council?
Yeah, they wouldn't have to keep changing the name,
see.
would they?
Yeah. See? By the way, The Crown, if you're listening,
it's a con that was perpetrated by big sign writing.
I was going to say, The Crown, if you I am available for consultation. If you want some more tips, I charge a very competitive rate. So get in touch. I hear King Charles apparently is a workaholic, so he probably needs some assistance.
Yeah. The second inquest was held in July 1983, and the jury recorded an open verdict indicating the court had been unable to determine the exact cause of death. That's because they're not really trying, are they?
The cause of death is, never mind, move along, nothing to see here. Itis.
In 1981, the Calvi family commissioned the New York-based investigation company Kroll Associates to investigate the circumstances of Calvi's death, otherwise known as...
Oh, what, Roberto Calvi, that guy.
The case was assigned to Jeff Katz, who was a senior case manager for the company in London. As part of his 2-year investigation...
That doesn't sound like a very Christian name.
Katz hired a former home office forensic scientist Angela Gallup. She was pretty good, weren't she? She was on the documentary.
She was the one that actually did the dog's body work.
Yeah, she did the real work. She did the real work that the first lot decided they couldn't be bothered to do.
And the one which Jeff Katz decided he's going to take the credit for.
Yeah. She found that Calvi could not have hanged himself from the scaffolding because of the lack of paint and rust on his shoes. This was some real autism, weren't it? The reconstruction. Did you know they actually went to the place where he used to buy his shoes in Italy, and they bought a couple of pairs of the exact same shoes?
It's like, look, we're going to need some of your shoes in order to investigate this further. So that's proper.
Yeah. So he had a lack of paint and rust on his shoes, proved he'd not walked on the scaffolding. In October 1992, the forensic report was submitted to the Home Secretary and the City of London Police, who dismissed it at the time. Now, this is what's interesting. This actually happened in the City of London, Hobbit.
Yeah, which is a state within a state.
Much like the Vatican City.
And also Washington, D.C. So all three of them, which we have talked about before in planned cities,
Washington
refer back to... no, District of Columbia. Refer back to the Washington District of Columbia episode where we talk about planned cities and how the City of London, Washington DC, and the Vatican City are the three capitals, city-states that control the world. Singapore, not so much.
Isn't this weird? The City of London Police is the territorial police force responsible for law enforcement within the City of London, England, including the Middle and Inner Temples.
And
did you know about this?
Yes.
So it's the Honourable Society of the Middle Temple, commonly known as Middle Temple, is one of the 4 inns of court, exclusively entitled to call their members to the English bar as barristers. Oh, okay then.
And the king has to get permission to enter the City of London.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, so like the king is the king of the land, except the City of London. There he has to get permission. So they are their own sovereign state. Now, there's no border control because it would make it a bit too obvious.
Yeah.
But there also is border control.
Mm.
It's just done all subtle like.
So Calvi's body was exhumed in December 1998. Why don't you just leave it out at this point? Just keep it in someone's garage or something. An Italian court commissioned a German forensic scientist so they didn't trust the Italian forensic scientist to do it.
I must inspect the poor shelf. We don't have them, monsieur. Then you're a failed country.
The German
I've write this down on my list.
The German forensic scientist to repeat the work produced by Katz and his forensic team. That report was published in October 2002, 10 years after the original, and confirmed the report. So 20 years later, they're still talking about his death. In addition, it said that the injuries to Calvi's neck were inconsistent with hanging and he had not touched the bricks found in his pockets. When his body was found, the River Thames had receded with the tide, but the scaffolding could have been reached by a person standing in a boat at the time of the hanging. That had also been the conclusion of a separate report by Katz in 1992, which also detailed a reconstruction based on Calvi's last known movements in London and theorised he'd been taken by boat from a point of access to the Thames in West London.
That's obviously what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. This aspect of Calvi's death was the focus of the theory that he was murdered, unless he took himself by there on boat and hung himself without touching anything, without touching the bricks in his pockets.
For my next trick, David Copperfield, I will hang myself and not touch the bricks in my pocket.
Maybe that's what David Blaine should do, hanging himself with bricks in his pockets that he hasn't touched.
I'm going to do what Roberto Calvi did and survive. Yeah.
I miss his stunts, don't you? Do you remember when he was
Not
on
really.
the Thames in the block of ice? Do you remember that? It was 24 hours, 48 hours in a block of ice.
I didn't watch it at all. I just don't like the guy. I don't rate him at all. I'm glad he's got Parkinson's or whatever it is.
Oh, has he? Oh, get well soon.
That's a terminal condition. You don't get better from Parkinson's.
He might. He's a magic.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think sitting in a block of ice for a couple of days helped or didn't help his condition?
Well, he was last seen emerging from a tunnel in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. And it's the version of events depicted in Giuseppe Ferrara's film reconstruction of the event. In September 2003, the City of London Police reopened their investigation as a murder inquiry. More evidence arose, revealing that Calvi stayed in a flat in Chelsea Cloisters just prior to his death. Sergio Vaccari was a small-time drug dealer who had stayed in the same flat, and he was found dead in possession of Masonic papers displaying the member names of P2. The murders of both Calvi... That was a bit stupid.
No, I think what needs to be said, because I was just going to say, but on those list of names, because you didn't happen to mention that Roberto Calvi, also known as God's Banker, was in the P2 member list.
Yes. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Wesley Cope said instead of that, they should use HM like with HMRC, and then it's his or her.
So HM's council.
HM council,
yeah, HMC.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't need to change it. But Big sign writing have got that one all sewn up.
Yeah.
The murders of both Calvi and Vakari. To be fair, it's not going to have to be changed for a while, is there? Because William's the next monarch, isn't he?
I suppose so, yeah. And then after William, it's going to be George.
Yeah, I think so.
I won't be alive for that, I don't think.
Yeah. The murders of both Calvi and Vakari involve bricks stuffed in clothing, correlating the two deaths and confirming Calvi's ties to the lodge. Vakari had probably committed suicide, hadn't he? Calvi's life was insured for $10 million with Unione Italiana. His family's attempts to obtain a payout resulted in litigation. Fisher versus Unione Italiana. The forensic report of 2002 established that Calvi had been murdered and the policy was finally settled, although around half the sum was paid to the creditors of the Calvi family, who incurred considerable costs during their attempts to establish the cause of his death. But $5 million would do him all right, though, wouldn't it?
What, in lira? I mean, that's enough for your dinner, I suppose.
No, $10 million US.
Oh, let me have a look what that would be in lira.
10 million US, 5 million US, because that's what they ended up with, isn't it?
So they gave them $5 million US, right? So 5 million. That is equivalent to nearly 9 billion lira.
Fucking hell, billionaires.
Yeah. This time, hey, you know that Fiona Falls and Horses said this time next year we'll be millionaires, Rodney.
Yeah.
Why don't they just move to Italy? Yeah.
In July 1991, Sicilian. He's
half Italian, half Sicilian.
Yeah. Sicilian mafia. Pentito Francesco Marino Manoia.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to do Cecilia. You're breaking my heart.
I'm down on my knees.
I'm begging.
I'm begging you, please, to come home. Come on home.
Cecilia, you're breaking my heart.
They claim that Roberto Calvi, also known as...
Oh, what, you mean... God's banker?
Became the victim of a contract killing because he'd lost money. Money belonged to senior mafia boss. I don't know whether an Italian guy wrote this one. Because he had lost money belonged to senior mafia bosses when Banco Ambrosiano had collapsed. They also... I also saw somewhere that apparently they pumped a bit in, didn't they, to keep Banco Ambrosiano going.
What, the old pump and dump, the old in and out?
Well, I think it was like the pump and... Oh, shit. I think that's probably what it was more like. They pumped it.
It's like, what do you mean?
I think.
I put 9 million lira in there. You fool. That's a day's worth of trading.
You fool. That's just enough to pay the cleaners.
Oh, God.
According to Manoia, the killer was Francesco Di Carlo, a mafioso living in London at the time, on the orders of Giuseppe Carlo and propaganda duo worshipful master Licio Gelli. Di Carlo also became a cooperating witness in June 1996 and denied that he was the killer, but admitted that Carlo had approached him to commit the murder. I didn't do the murder, but I was asked if I wanted to do the murder, and I said I didn't want to do the murder because I don't do
Wasn't
murder.
Paying enough. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, Your Honour.
I was asked if I wanted to do the murder, and I don't know why he asked me because I don't do murders, and that's why I denied. That's why I said I didn't do the murder because I don't do murders, Your Honour.
I definitely wouldn't do a murder.
According to Di Carlo,
can I just say I denounce anybody that would commission a murder, especially for 9 million lira,
which is a Big Mac. The killers were Vakari and Vincenzo Casillo, who belonged to the Camorra of Naples. Camorra is a great series. You watched any of that, Hobbit?
I watched Gomorrah's one of the nightclubs in Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, is it? Gamora's about the Naples mafia. Really, really good series.
Oh, okay.
It's Italian. It's hard work because it's subs, but it is a good series.
Yeah. The last thing I watched with subs.
I watched it in the original Italian.
I watched it in the original Italian. The last thing I watched with subs was Kaiji Gambling Apocalypse because that was good.
I've always been tempted to watch Battle Angel Alita, but I always watch the sub. I always watch the dub.
Yeah. Well, there are no dubs of Kaiji, unfortunately, so there's only one way to do it. But it's good because the thing is, a lot of it is just tension. There's not that much dialogue.
I used to like dubs. I've always liked dubs. I don't know whether that makes me some sort of heathen or something, but
you should have things dubbed in a language you understand. If I wanted subs, I'd read a fucking book.
My favourite dub of all time is obviously Hercules in New York.
My favourite dub of all time is Golden Boy Quintero.
Why isn't your favourite dub of all time Hercules in New York, Hobbit?
Because the thing is, right, Golden Boy Quintero, whoever did the voiceover on that, really enthusiastic.
Yeah.
It's better than the original.
I'll take it you know about Hercules in New York, though, don't you, Hobbit?
I do, yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, yeah. And they're like, Arnie, nobody understands what you're saying, not even in German.
Not even in the original German.
Well, that's the thing. Like when an Arnold Schwarzenegger film in German, they have someone to like overdub Arnie because they won't let him overdub it because it's like, "Du sprechen kann man am Bauer," because he says he sounds like a country bumpkin, a farmer. Like, yeah, I come from Austria. We all sound like farmers over here.
Apparently, he was a big fan at dinner parties of wearing his dad's SS uniform, wasn't he?
Well, until it no longer fit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they belong to the Camorra from Naples, both of whom were later murdered.
I think that's why he then became governor of California, because it was just like, yeah, you've got ideals which we empathise with. We are also Nazis.
Well, you know why you had kids with Marie Shriver, don't you?
Because she was like, oh god, yeah, let's play that. Oh no, they did that role play, didn't they?
They were trying to breed bulletproof Kennedys. She's a cousin of the Kennedys, by the way, Hobbit.
Oh, I thought with a name like Schreiber, like her porn collection's got like, you know, a certain role play thing in it.
No. She's related to the Kennedys, so the joke used to be they had kids together because they were trying to breed bulletproof Kennedys.
Oh, yeah, because he's the Terminator and Terminator's bulletproof.
Well, he's just that muscular, he's bulletproof.
Muscles aren't bulletproof. Whoever did this joke obviously doesn't understand bullets and muscles.
It's a joke. It's a joke. You're not supposed to take it literally. It's a joke.
Right, yeah, but if jokes are good, they're actually, like, you know, funny, and because they're based on like true things but done in an absurd way, like
so,
the
Hobbit, can we just get back to the killers were Vicari and Vincenzo Casillo, who were later murdered. So obviously
who did they kill?
Did they? They killed. They killed that
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. In 1997, Italian.
But then you told me that they got killed afterwards in suspicious circumstances.
No, completely unsuspicious murdered.
Did they win like a free helicopter ride on the Clinton light aircraft for murderers foundation?
Ben, they got a gift certificate for a trip in a Cessna.
Oh yeah, that's it. It's the Make-A-Wish, so long as your wish is a light aircraft foundation.
In 1997, Italian prosecutors in Rome implicated Carlo in Calvi's murder, along with Flavio Carboni. These can't be real names, can they?
Well, at least his name wasn't Jabroni.
An allegedly mobbed up Sardinian businessman with wide-ranging interests. What is Sardinia? That's an island off of Sicily, is it?
So, you got the two, Corsica and Sardinia. Yeah. Sardinia's the one to the south, and Corsica's the one at the top, and that's where Napoleon was from.
And you know why Italy's shaped like a boot, don't you?
Because it's kicking Sicily.
Because they couldn't fit all that shit in a shoe.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that one, actually. Yeah, okay.
Di Carlo and Ernesto Diotelele. Was he one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Reggioli.
Diotalevi? Oh, fucking hell.
Diego Stini.
Look at that. And perfect pronunciation of it. I'm like a native, aren't I?
I know.
A member of the Banda della Magliana.
Like I'm in Italy.
The Banda della Magliana, are they like a boy band or something?
The Malaga band.
Well, they're not.
I thought Malaga was Spanish.
Boys. They're bad boys. They
bad boys. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you? End up hanging from a scaffolding with bricks in your pockets.
Hey, how's it hanging?
We're also alleged to be involved in the killing. They were the Banda della Magliana. In July 2003, Italian prosecutors concluded that Sicilian mafia acted in its own interests and to ensure that Calvi could not blackmail them. What a weird thing to put. They acted in their own interests, not those of the Catholic Church. Obviously, I take is the subtext to that. Then
the Catholic Church was seen busy washing their hands.
The gorilla refused to comment. Gielli was the master of the P2 Lodge, also known as Propaganda Due. I just feel like I always have to say that. And he received
not to be confused with Propaganda Uno, or Italy's first television channel, Rai Uno, where on New Year's they would have like the women with their tops off shaking their tits. I used to watch that with my uncle, but
like you say, Hobbit, you always hear a proper P2 Lodge, but you never hear a P1 Lodge, do you?
Because historical reasons. You'll have to refer back to one of the previous episodes if you want to hear why that is.
And he received a notification on the 19th of July 2005 informing him that he was formally under investigation on the charges of ordering Calvi's contract killing, along with Carlo Diotalevi, Flavio Carboni, and Carboni's Austrian girlfriend Manuela Kleinzig.
I had fusilli pasta for lunch, dinner.
Did it?
Yeah.
Was it Flavio Carboni? Was it the flavour
that's
of
right.
Carboni?
You got Carboni flavour.
Yeah, Carboni and Flavio.
Stromboli.
The other 4 suspects have been indicted on murder charges in April. According to the indictment, the 5 ordered the murder to prevent Calvi
I bought some strawberry ice cream from Lidl, and that was gelatelli.
Was it? Gino Gelati?
Yeah. Gelatelli, yeah.
Yeah. From using blackmail power against political and institutional sponsors from the world of Masonry belonging to the P2 Lodge or Propaganda Due, or to the Institute for Religious Works, the Vatican.
Not to be confused with Fiat's most popular car, the Fiat 500, also known as the Cinquecento.
Or the Seicento. I don't know what that means.
As an aside, I was watching this thing with my dad about a Fiat 126, and I know what the 126 looks like because there's this channel called Garbage Time, which is an Australian. He's got a 126 called Tony, and it's like, I know that's not a Cinquecento.
Have you ever driven the like a P-ish reg Cinquecento?
No. Oh,
it's
little...
great. It's like driving a go-kart.
Yeah, they're very small, aren't they?
Yeah. They're good fun, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're a bit like, that's the thing that fat women and mopeds have in common.
Yeah.
They're both fun, but you wouldn't want to see... you wouldn't be... On it. Yeah, that's it. I was stumbling over those words.
Yeah. So anyway...
Not like Roberto Calvi when he was going up the ladders.
Roberto Calvi, did he have a nickname?
God's banker. Yeah, glad you asked.
With whom he had managed investments and financing with conspicuous sums of money, some of it coming from Cosa Nostra and public agencies.
Yep.
Gielli was accused of demanding Calvi's death as punishment for embezzling money from Banco Embarraziano that belonged to both Gielli and to senior figures in the mafia. The mafia allegedly wanted to prevent Calvi from revealing that the Banco Embarraziano had been used for money laundering. Gielli denied involvement, but acknowledged that the financier was murdered. Well, he could hardly not acknowledge that he was murdered, can he?
That guy there definitely wasn't murdered. I never knew him.
Yeah, I didn't know the dead man. In his statement before the court, he said the killing was commissioned in the People's Republic of Poland. I didn't know that there was a People's Democratic. I didn't know it was the People's Democratic Republic of Poland. Did you?
Well, yeah. God, I don't know.
Well, apparently, the People's Republic of Poland refers to a country that existed in Central Europe from 1947 to 1989.
Oh, I see. It's one of those. The Politburo had to come up with a name for this occupied region.
Yeah. This is thought to be a reference to Calvi's alleged involvement in financing the Solidarity trade union movement at the request of Pope John Paul II, allegedly on behalf of the Vatican. However, Gielli's name was not in the final indictment at the trial, which started in October 2005.
Cool.
So, in 2005, Italian magistrates investigating Calvi's death took their inquiries to London in order to question witnesses. They'd been cooperating with Chief Superintendent Trevor Smith, who built his case partly on evidence provided by Katz. That's Jeff Katz from before, if you remember him. Smith,
as opposed to felines.
Yeah. Smith had been, yeah, that'd be great. That would have been like a buddy cop series, a guy that's helped by Katz, but they fuck off for half the time, so he ends up doing most of the work by himself. That'd be quite a good detective series, wouldn't it?
Better than Sharky and George, the detectives of the sea.
Sharky and George.
Oh, you know the one then, yeah.
Yeah, I remember Sharky and George. Smith had been able
in
to...
Sea Cargo.
Do you ever remember Dick Spanner, Hobbit?
No.
Oh, Dick Spanner was a stop motion thing. I think it was like 5 minutes an episode or something.
That reminds me, like, there's a friend, American, right? And they're saying, oh, I was just listening to the theme tune to this, like, 80s show I'd never heard of, which is English. I don't know, loads of messages since then. So, remember, I was over at your place at the time saying, have you ever heard of such and such?
Oh, and I said it straight away, but I can't remember what the series was.
Neither can I.
That's a brilliant story, Hobbit.
Yeah. Oh, well, you were talking about stop motion things, stuff.
Yeah.
I'll find the link, I'm sure. Button Moon.
Oh, yeah, we're off to Button Moon. We've been with Mr. Spoon, Button Moon.
I remember Wendy Miller.
I literally watched one on YouTube the other day. Button Moon.
The one I liked, which I never saw growing up, was...
He got lost in the fog in space and ended up on another planet.
Oh, that sounds about right. That's a bit different from Mr. Ben, isn't it?
Yeah. Bit better than alcohol in space, but we can talk about that in a bit, can't we, Hobbit?
Yes.
So the trials... Where is it? So on 5th of October 2005, the trial began in Rome. Of the 5 individuals... No, I've done that bit, haven't I? Have I? Charged with Calvi's murder. The defendants were Carlo Carboni, Kleizig, Ernesto Diatalevi, Calvi's former driver and bodyguard, Silvano
Luigi
Vittor.
Donatello Theodore.
Yeah, Ted Theodore Logan. The trial took place in a specially fortified
Simon Theodore
courtroom in Rome's Ribena prison.
No way.
No, it's Rabibia prison.
Yeah, Ribena prison, like you said.
Rabibia prison. Just that. How can you straight face go? Oh, you, sir, going to be banged up for causing the right load of old stress and grief into Rabibia prison. All 5 were cleared of murdering Calvi on the 6th of June 2007. Oh, the sixth,
Oh,
the
that's right
sixth
then.
Hobbit.
Oh,
Dun, dun.
God. They love their numerology, don't they?
2007 becomes 9, doesn't it? When you add all the
That's right.
digits up.
Yeah.
3 3s.
Well, do you remember that's why they did their 7/7 bombing?
Yeah. No, they did 7/7 bombing, so the CIA could put the news on in America and they'd understand it.
Yeah, because over here we refer to it as the 7/7 bombing.
Yeah.
But in America,
whereas
they
the Americans keep talking about the 9th of November for some reason, don't they?
Yeah, well, the Americans do this thing when they insist the month first and then day afterwards. So they refer to 7/7 as the 7/7 bombing.
I think that's why the CIA had it happen on the 7/7. They didn't want any confusion to occur with the.
Yeah. I wasn't confused.
Judge, it's me, Judge Mario Lucio.
Hello.
Mario
Luigiano Mariano.
Mario Lucio D'Andrea.
Maradona.
It's me, Judge Mario. Did he go? It's me. Did he when he got up there?
It's me, Judge Dandruff.
It's me. You're all getting off. Throughout the charges, citing the insufficient evidence after hearing 20 months of evidence.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Sounds all above board. The court ruled that Calvi's death was murder, not suicide. The defence suggested there were plenty of people with a motive for Calvi's murder, including Vatican officials and mafia figures who wanted to ensure his silence. Legal experts following the trial said the prosecutors found it hard to present a convincing case due to the 25 years that elapsed since Calvi's death. Additionally, key witnesses were unwilling to testify, untraceable or dead. The prosecution called for Manuela Klein to be cleared, stating there was insufficient evidence against her, but they sought life sentences for the 4 men. Again, pussy pass, I bet.
Yeah. Oh, God, no, let's not get on that.
Yeah, let's not. Katz claimed that it is likely for senior figures in the Italian establishment escaped prosecution. The problem is that people who actually ordered the death of Calvi are not in the dock, but to get those people might be very difficult indeed. Katz said that it was probably true the mafia carried out the killing, but that the gangsters suspected of the crime were either dead or missing. The verdict in the trial was not the end of the matter, since the prosecutor's office in Rome had opened a second investigation by June 2007.
I've got to stop you there just for a bit. You mentioned Roberto Calvi. Did you know he's also known as God's Banker?
Yes. Second investigation by June 2007. Obviously, the 6th month. That goes better numerologically than its 6th month. 2007 adds up to 9. So there you go, numerology. Implicating Gielli and the others. In May 2009, that doesn't work so well because it's the 5th month and they add up to 11.
Wow, 11's a magic number for the Freemasons.
Well, actually, if that's 11 and 5, that adds up to 16. 1 and 6 is 7, which is a Masonic number.
And the way you do it, 11 and 5 together is 1 plus 1 plus 5 is 7.
Oh, yeah, 7, which is a Masonic number.
Oh, yeah, but 11 plus 6 is 17, 11 plus 5 which is 7, yeah.
Yeah, which is a Masonic number. The prosecution dropped the case against Gielli. According to the magistrate, there was insufficient evidence to argue that Gielli had played a role in planning and executing the crime. Because obviously they have.
I do have some Gelatelli ice cream in the fridge. Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
They do,
a freezer.
Because obviously they didn't have any post-it notes going. Don't forget, kill, have Calvi murdered. Because,
Calvi, also known as God's Banker.
On the 7th of May 2010, so 7. Masonic number 2010, so that's 3. Add that to the 7. 1. I don't know if 1's any good. All I know is 1 is the loneliest number, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's that song, isn't it? 1 is the loneliest number. You know that one?
Why? That sounds stupid.
Because he's all on his own. 1 is. The Court of Appeals confirmed
it's a number. It's not a person. This is a stupid song and I hate it.
The Court of Appeals confirmed the acquittal of Carlo Carboni and Donatello. Public
Of the
prosecutors...
murder of Roberta Calvi.
Yeah.
Did you know he happens to be known as God's banker?
Public prosecutor Luca Tescaroli commented that Calvi...
Hey, Calvi, isn't that God's banker?
Calvi has been murdered for the second time.
Calvi?
Fuck yeah, Jesus Christ.
God's banker.
On the 18th of November 2011, can we do anything with that Hobbit?
I don't know. Carry on.
Okay. The court...
I'm more interested in names than numbers for some reason tonight.
The Court of Cassation confirmed the acquittal. Carlo is still serving a life sentence on unrelated mafia charges. So that's where we are.
Unrelated mafia charges.
It's a me. I'm in prison.
It's a me. Yeah. Cool.
So here's some stuff. Films about... So they're related, like where he's appeared in film. So there's a Panorama. PBS did a Frontline. There's a feature film called Il Banchieri di Dio, which means in Italian, Hobbit.
The Banshee of... I don't know.
Banchieri.
What was the other bit?
Bankers of God.
Il Banshee di Dio.
Yeah. I Banchieri di Dio.
Yeah, like, you know... Banchieri di Dio.
Il Caso Calvi. God's Bankers, the Calvi case. A heavy fictionalized version of Calvi appears in The Godfather.
Calvi?
Appears in The Godfather Part 3 in the character of Frederick Kinzig. Did you know the comic strip did a spoof version of it? With Nigel Planer in the lead role.
What? Of Roberta Calvi?
Yes.
He's God's banker, yes.
It was called... That's
okay.
one of my favourite lines from Life on Mars. It's they ask Gene Hunt about something because it was a Tuesday. I had oops.
No.
So Variety, The Pope Must Die is loosely based on that as well.
Oh, that's not a nice thing to say. Why would you want to kill the Pope?
I don't know. So apparently in the imaginary of Dr. Parnassus, the character of Tony is found hanging alive under Blackfriars Bridge, which director Terry Gilliam describes as an homage to Roberto Calvi, also known as...
that would be... I was thinking about that film and I thought that was supposed to be like some Odin analogy.
I watched it once and I think it mostly passed over me.
It's weird, but it's not headache-inducing like other of his films.
You should watch. Have you seen my favourite Terry Gilliam film is what's his name? The Liar. What's his name?
Oh, I thought you meant Baron Munchausen. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. That's like, it's a bit weird, but it's not like head fuck.
I've seen what's it called? Time Bandits. I thought that was good.
Yeah. Do you want to do a list of his films quick? Now we've done.
Oh, I'm all right.
Time Bandits. You've seen that. Brazil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brazil. That gave me a headache.
Yeah. Baron von Munchausen. Baron Munchausen. You haven't seen that. The Fisher King. I didn't bother with that. 12 Monkeys is headache, isn't it?
Oh, God. Yeah, I think that's what actually gave Bruce Willis dementia.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
That film is actually longer than the book, because the book is pretty much the script of that film.
Brothers Grimm, you seen that one? I watched that one recently.
No, I haven't seen that.
That's not bad. Tideland, I've never even heard of that one.
No, don't know it.
Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, I think we've both seen that. Zero Theorem.
Don't know it.
The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
Oh, that's interesting. No, I haven't heard of that one.
I think that was his last film. And Easy Gang.
I thought the Imaginarium Dr. Parnassus was his last film.
No, he did Zero Theorem and The Man Who Killed Don Quixote after that.
Oh, okay.
I did used to like his animations on Python's Flying Circus.
Yeah, they were quite good, weren't they?
Yeah.
Just sort of getting scraps of stuff and put them all together.
So there we go. So that's Roberto Cal. I mean, I could say what happened to everybody else.
But Roberto Calvi, if there's one thing I want you to take home tonight, is he was known as... Exactly.
So Sindona ended up topping himself in prison, and he was pretty much strong-armed into topping himself. Gielli ended up going to live.
He jumped before he was pushed.
Yeah. Well, I think he jumped before his wife was disfigured, probably, or raped and murdered or something. So yeah.
Yeah.
Rough.
What's his name? Gielli ended up moving to Argentina on the run. And then Manchinga, whatever his name, the gorilla, he ended up living out his time. I think it was Colorado or something he went back to. I can't remember which state he went back to. So there we go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's, there's obviously more to say. The adventures of God's Banker
I've come to an end. Yeah.
probably segue into further Fortean word subjects. Like, I think
let's go Marsingus. So Marsingus returned to the Archdiocese of Chicago in 1990 before retiring to Arizona, where he lived as an assistant parish priest of St. Clement of Rome Church in Sun City. He declined to discuss his role in the Ambrosiano scandal. Archbishop Marcinkus died in Sun City, Arizona, aged 84 of undisclosed causes. So he may have had a pillow over his face.
We'll never know. So much of this we'll never know because it is like they're one of the most secretive organisations in the world. I mean, the Vatican Library, who God knows, or only God knows what's in the Vatican Library.
What the Pope does, probably.
What does he? Does he actually?
Knows?
Well, does he have time to go into the Vatican Library and just like, oh yeah, I'm going to read this Avicenna text or whatever?
Well, he's probably too busy kissing airport runways. Do you remember the Polish guy used to do that?
Oh God, I'd rather not. Like, oh no, the current that Pope was kissing runways. The current Pope likes to kiss sub-Saharan feet.
Yeah.
Ugh. I mean, for all I know, in the Vatican Library, there could be like the forbidden issue of the Kama Sutra. Which suggests that, you don't have to have sex with animals.
What the fuck? World's largest ever shark, even bigger jaws, used to exist, Hobbit.
It's the Mega Superlodon.
Yeah.
It's the Super Mega Double Bunkby Cube Bidon.
They're saying he may have been thinner, so it would be one of the crap sharks then, Hobbit.
Oh, God, is he on the diet, this shark? Is Mr. I'm watching my weight shark?
The reality is that we need the discovery of at least one complete megalodon skeleton to be more confident about its true size, as well as its body form. Hobbit, do you want to tell the scientists about the composition of shark skeletons?
I just want to sing the body form song in their cartilage.
They're made of cartilage, and that's why you don't have a fucking skeleton. The only bone bit is the jaw, you fucking dumbass.
Oh, what? They actually have bones? Oh, I thought they were all cartilage. Oh, yeah, well, of course, the teeth would be cartilage.
The jaw always survives, doesn't it? That's why the jaw always survives.
The jaw!
Yeah, so we will never, ever know what even bigger jaws look like.
Are you drinking Asahi? Is that why there's a sort of resonance to your voice?
Yeah.
You sound happy.
That's a good beer, that is.
Yeah.
Is it like drinking a desiccant packet? Because you know where they say it's super dry.
It's super dry. It's not super dry. I don't know why they call it super dry because it's wet.
Well, they're like the Japanese, I don't know. They're
don't know, it's just
goofy,
like,
toothy people.
It's not that far different from like Kingfisher or something like that, because they're all like curry bears, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose it is something you would have with the katsu.
Should we do some Watchmen related content? The Doomsday Clock. Do you remember the Doomsday Clock where they're always fiddling with the Doomsday Clock in Watchmen? Do you know the Doomsday Clock has remained at 9? It's now 90 seconds to midnight.
The Doomsday Clock is basically climate crisis emergency Ebola aid, but with nukes.
No, it's with added climate crisis now. Did you not know the climate crisis is added into the
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the flooding of everywhere.
Here's a great thing.
And now
So this is a top tier X subject, right? The X is the paranormal board, and the question in it is alcohol bad? Anons, what shall I do about drinking for being spiritual?
Oh God!
Wow,
well, you'll just
amazing.
end up like SJJ, won't you?
What else we got?
Did you know Dan Aykroyd is a ufologist?
Is he?
Yeah,
he was one of the Ghostbusters.
His dad was a big ufologist, weren't he? So he has the same interest.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
The story. Dan Aykroyd has recorded an encounter with a spectacular UFO. Have you seen the latest casting news for the new Ghostbusters film?
Oh no,
Penk's back. You know the officious twat, the one that makes them shut off the grid. He's coming back. He's going to be in the next one.
Why can't they just let these franchises die? Why can't they come up with like their own films?
They've got no new ideas. They're literally bankrupt.
I mean, it's like occasionally they come up with...
They need a big name to get you into the cinema to watch their really shit film.
Well, that's bullshit, because I watched...
It's all about branding. That's it.
But it's such bullshit. I mean, it literally should just be a case of, oh, look, this director, Jean-Luc Besson, did The Fifth Element, great film, and now he's doing Valerian, which is the same thing, but I can't believe it's not The Fifth Element.
Valerian is great. Like, I can't...
I really like that film. It's a great film.
Yeah, and it had that number drop out of nowhere. Did you like that bit? That was a...
What?
The number drop?
It had the number drop, yeah. The number, the magic number, guys. Begins with maybe a 6.
Oh.
Ends in N.
6N.
Out of nowhere, Yeah.
What sort of number is 6N?
I thought that was weird. Yes, number 6.
6N? That's not a number.
Yes.
Do I just not understand English anymore? Is this the problem? Because, like, this week I've spoken with numerous people.
Fraser doesn't want to say 6 million. I bet.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, because the space refugees.
Yeah.
And the space genocide.
Randomly out of nowhere, it's like 6 million of them dead. It's like,
oh yeah, it's that number again.
Now, yeah.
I don't know. 6 million space smurfs.
It's a magic number.
6 million space surfs. It sounds like a bit space.
Do you want some Fortean news about Florida, man?
I'll go on then.
I won't give you the headline because that'll spoil it. But so, according to reports, Paul Kerouac had been in the men's room of a Florida branch of Dunkin' Donuts back in 2022 when out of nowhere one of the toilets exploded right next to him. Shocked, drenched in toilet water and covered from head to toe in debris and human waste, the unfortunate man staggered out of the toilets in an attempt to find the branch manager.
I just want to say that has got nothing to do with...
I'll bet you he didn't say hallelujah when that fucking popped out, did he?
Of course not.
Let's just hope he had his mouth shut when the explosion happened.
Pass.
Legal. Wait. What happened to the cubicle wall?
I
Surely this was an open shitter, right?
It could have been one of
It's
those like single shitters like you get in. Yeah, legal.
No,
paper.
but even them would have a fucking door, right? So how,
Yeah, but but a cubicle would be even worse because you'd be trapped in there with it. He's scraping.
Yeah, but that's
shit
what I
out.
mean.
Yeah.
Cubicles. There should be like a wall between you and the other toilet. It wasn't the toilet he was sitting on, right?
But in America they don't do that.
I'm imagining like a disabled toilet type of thing.
Well, this is it. Somewhere there's a toilet right next to another toilet, and two guys have to sit down and take a shit together. Like,
in America, because they like to pretend they're like the Roman Empire, they have communal toilets.
Oh no!
That's why they got like those
latrines.
Well, they're walls, but they're not really walls. They're kind of just like little fences, and you can poke your head over and stick your feet underneath.
Oh,
and
that's wrong.
And they got like glory holes in all of them because Americans are just like, look, if I'm having a shit,
is this an American thing? Is this,
it's Florida.
That might explain it.
It's Florida.
That might explain it then. Okay, right, okay.
If I'm having a shit, I don't want to be surrounded by other people.
It's Florida, man. Legal papers later filed against the company noted the manager had told him that they had been aware of problems with that particular toilet, but seemingly hadn't done anything about it.
I actually think this is more egregious than the poo shelf. I'm sorry. I think I found something more egregious than
I know you're not particularly fond of the Japanese, but when it comes to public conveniences, I think theirs are probably the best because there's a button on them you can press which makes like sounds of waterfalls and birdsong whilst you're taking
rainbows
a dump.
As well, actually. Did you know?
They're doing these noises so that people can't hear the plopping.
Yeah, Bidoo.
Well, you don't have to do that, and the important thing is you've got like speakers which play distracting noises so people can't hear the plops. But I just thought, what if somebody hacked one?
Feeling a big old turd.
No.
I don't know about you, but
do you piss into the water or on the side?
In the water.
Oh, I definitely piss into the water, but when it comes,
I don't like that.
Are you you got stage fright?
Can you admit it? I mean, it's like the noise. It's kind of
that noise is satisfying. When I do it, it sounds like chickens being fried.
Fucking hell.
Kerouac is now seeking $100,000 in damages, having suffered severe and long-term injuries, which have left him requiring mental health care and counselling. To be fair, this is one of those times of him suing people, and I think I'm actually with the bloke on this one.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the last thing you want is when you're having a poo.
Is someone else watching you have a poo, obviously.
Or for the poo to erupt
come back at you.
Yeah.
along with somebody else's. That's weird. There must have been some sort of airlock or something, wasn't there?
I don't know.
It's, like, what makes it explode like that? Like, there's air getting
swamp gas. Swamp gas.
Yeah.
It's gonna buy you. Yeah. It's a fucking
swamp gas. As a direct result of this, Duncan's location.
Are we unironically talking about swamp gas? Don't you mean the Fata Morgana?
Yeah. No, that weren't no Fata Morgana. That was no mirage, was it? He was covered in.
It's like what's his name? Harrison Ford going. That's no Fata Morgana.
Yeah. Or what's the other one? Dan Aykroyd.
Swamp gas over Venus.
Him and his dad, Fairy Morgana says. Droplets everywhere if you piss into the water. An invisible plume of piss, says Wesley Coop.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Is that bad?
Back, yeah. The splashback.
Yeah. Right, where was I? As a direct result of this, Dunkin's locations breach and/or multiple breaches of its duties and obligations to Mr. Kerouac, who was lawfully on the store's premises, Mr. Kerouac unwittingly became the victim of the exploding toilet, of the aftermath which followed, and sustained damages, including long-term injuries and emotional and mental distress. To be fair, that's the sort of thing that's going to live with you for a while, isn't it?
Yeah. That's not something you're going to get over easily.
Exactly what sort of technical fault would cause a toilet to literally explode, it remains unclear. But as it stands, it doesn't sound like Dunkin' Donuts has a leg to stand on, legally speaking. The law.
It was a Dunkin' Donuts. Holy shit! Oh, dude. Oh, you can't make this shit.
It'd be like Men at Work when the airbag goes off. You've seen Men at Work, haven't you, Hobbit? Charlie
Is that
Sheen,
the one with
Charlie Sheen and Emilio
Charlie
Estevez,
Sheen, which is Charlie Sheen's brother?
Yeah,
and that's Charlie Sheen's brother. It's a great film. It's really good.
They're playing pranks on each other, and they put the airbag full of shit in the locker, don't they?
I don't remember. They're binmen in this film.
That's the only bit I remember from that film.
Oh no, the best bit in that film is when there's this dickhead and he's inciting them for being bin men, and they look at each other and they say golf clap. Yes, golf clap. So they turn around to look at the dickhead and Seals. In Men at Work, they go to the guy and they just say to him, "Well, you know, that's well done, great insult, sir. Yeah, golf clap."
I thought that was Navy SEALs, but I could be wrong.
I've never seen that film, so I can't say. But it's definitely a Men at Work.
Could a frozen Siberian zombie virus cause a new pandemic? Viruses trapped in permafrost for thousands of years.
Is this climate crisis emergency Ebola AIDS?
Yeah. Wait, it's Siberian Ebola AIDS.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for the climate crisis emergency Ebola AIDS, then that virus would have stayed frozen.
They split the stories up now, so you can't see what the new ones are.
Oh no, cold.
New study finds link between Bigfoot sightings and bear populations.
What,
Are
you saying that Bigfoot is sexually attracted to bears?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's what they're... No, there's just another conspiracy website. That's all it is.
What we got here? I'll do some out the Fortean Times. Residents of Amersfoort in the Netherlands complained about being kept awake by a giant sculpture of a polar bear urinating in a local canal every 3 minutes round the clock after it was installed by the Vliehuyt Museum as part of an exhibition in July. Sculptor Florentin Hoffman said, "It's about the melting ice caps, shrinking habitat of polar bears. This polar bear."
Oh wait, that is a joke, because as we all know, polar bears are the world's best swimmers. Yeah. So, oh no, the poor polar bears are going to have to swim south where they can.
There's a polar bear on a little bit of ice and he's dirty. That's what they like.
Not the poor polar bears, which have been breeding like maggots. They've been breeding like polar bears. There's thousands of the buggers now. I mean, there was thousands before, but now there's even more thousands.
London's
no, not the poor polar bears. I mean, the poor polar bears.
London's rail network has been besieged by swans. In September 2023...
What, swans?
Yeah.
Swans?
That's not the sound swan makes.
Not geese, swans.
Swans.
Trains were delayed on 2 consecutive days by swans on the line.
Was it because the swans were honking at them?
Disruption between Kingston and Hampton Wick. They're probably trying to make with the trains. They probably heard the honking and thought it was them.
That's not distracting. That's what the train conductor
they got rid of them.
Oh, good. What, did they turn them into swan burgers?
No, because they're not allowed to, are they?
Well, they should have told JML about it. JMK, which is the company that does the ShamWow.
How about this one then? Primary school teacher in Bakasra, Uzbekistan, was stopped for unsafe driving by police after they spotted 25 small children packed into a tiny 4-seater Chevrolet Spark. There were 3 children in the boot.
a question, like how many children can you fit in a Chevrolet Spark?
Is 25. There were 3 in the boot, 6 on the front seat, and 16 crammed into the back. The teacher explained that this was how she usually transported her pupils
Hang on,
home.
I think I've heard this joke before. How do you transport 6 million Jews in the Chevrolet Spark?
2 in the front, 2 in the back, the rest in the ashtray.
That's it. Oh, hang on. Very sad.
And I don't care because I used to be able to tell that joke when I was a child.
Yeah. We told that joke because we won, and we wouldn't even have heard about it if it wasn't for us winning. So if we lost, we'd have never even had that joke.
Yeah, that's right.
What else we got here? These ain't that great.
You telling me they're crap?
The Wigram and Hornby neighbourhoods of Christchurch, New Zealand have been assailed by a horrific stench after a mystery meat tosser sneaked more than half a ton of rotting raw meat into public rubbish bins. It began with 220 kilograms on 28th of August, followed by another 220 kilograms on the 11th of September, and then 250 kilograms on the 19th of September. It's quite out of hand, said Councillor.
I will dump 250 kilograms of meat, and I will dump 250 kilograms of meat more.
What else? I'll put this one then. Patrick Carroll, 66, and his son Tucker Carroll of Crook County, Wyoming, are facing charges of property destruction after they took action against the neighbours' cattle that continually trespassed on their land. They rounded up 189 of the animals and bleach-dyed penis shapes into their backs to get the neighbours' attention. This had been coming for 3 years, Carroll allegedly told a farm worker. While cattle weren't injured, their owner claims they are now worth 500 to 700 less per head due to their startling new markings.
Wow.
Yes.
Cool.
What else we got here? That's not very good. Oh shit, this is a good one, I bet. After totaling his Tesla car, Jay Yarrow sold it for parts to a salvage company in New Jersey. However, several months later, Yarrow started receiving messages from the car again. The vehicle had come back online and connected with his Tesla app, but now seemed to be in Kryvyi, Ukraine. The car also logged into his still connected Spotify account, which was being used by someone to listen to the rapper Drake. I feel bad for logging them out, Yarrow said. They may have needed Drake to keep up the fighting spirit.
Oh, God. I just sort of pray that the battery pack in it will explode. Whilst the guy's listening to his ooga booga eek eek chimp noises. It's not even music. I refuse to refer to that as music.
Oh shit, have you heard about this guy? Police in Harlow, Essex released an alert for a man described as slim, white and in his 20s with light brown eyes and yellow teeth. It was believed to be responsible for 4 incidents in the town between February and August in which he pounced on people with babies and stole their dummies. Police later arrested homeless Josh Gilder, 23, who admitted that he stole the dummies to soothe himself in his tent.
Okay. Yeah. That's not good behaviour. Don't do that.
That's fucking weird.
If you're that guy, don't be that guy. You may think to yourself, "Oh, it'll be fine." No, it's not fine. That's the opposite. Fine. That's like, you definitely should not do that. Don't do it. Don't do it.
How about this one then, Hobbit? A clip of the 2023 University of Kent Computer Sciences graduation ceremony has been viewed over 2 million times on TikTok, making a social media star of one of the graduates. Bola Watif, Alua Semiolo, Alua Damiola, Oyek Kunele, Ayana Fola, Emmanuel Michael Olafadi, 21.
Okay, I don't need his life story.
No, that's
so
just his name.
Ebola syphilis AIDS.
As the
sure.
longest name ever read out at a graduation ceremony. A feat performed by Professor Ben Kosh and taking nearly 10 seconds. I think he did well with the pronunciation, said Bolu.
Your name's Toby.
In what the fuck is going on with this world news? In the US, it is possible to buy remote control male chastity devices that clamp around the penis and are managed via a phone app. Unfortunately, an unnamed provider of these devices has suffered a major data breach exposing users' email addresses, passwords and GPS coordinates.
So hackers can remote lock your penis.
Yeah, enabling third parties to hijack and control their penis clamps.
Now, now here's the thing, right? That story, along with the LG dishwasher, which is uploading 3.6 gigabytes of data a day.
What?
There are some... Oh, don't you know about the dishwasher that every day it's uploading and downloading like gigabytes of data? It's like there's things which don't need internet capability. Chastity devices, dishwashers, fridges, cars, they don't need internet connectivity.
Yeah.
Fuck off with that.
Do you want some paleontology is absolutely real science news?
Oh, is it about shark science?
No, it's about Tyrannosaurus Rex science.
Oh, we already did
Nice.
shark science, did we? Oh, we did like you mean atheist dinosaurs, atheist dragons?
Yeah,
because that's what dinosaurs are, right?
the
There's basically
Tyrannosaurus Rex certainly needs no
Richard
introduction.
Dawkins said, "Oh, I don't believe in dragons." Or what about a dinosaur? Oh, my science! Yeah, that's totally believable.
Tyrannosaurus Rex certainly needs no introduction. This gargantuan carnivorous reptile is widely considered
Why are you
to be one of the
introducing it
fiercest
then?
land predators ever to walk on the face of
Fuck
the earth.
you, journalist! Leads no introduction, proceeds to introduce it. Fuck you!
With adults measuring up to 43 feet in
Who
length, 15
wrote this
foot in height,
article?
and weighing in as much as 9 tons, even though it doesn't need it.
Yeah,
It
okay.
doesn't need an introduction. No,
But who wrote this article?
So over the years, paleontologists have unearthed.
No, I want to know who this article is. Come on, let me
tell
know. I need to tell them on Twitter so that what a twat they are.
I'll put it in.
Right, so unexplained mysteries. Unexplained mysteries.
There.
Let's
I'll
go
just
there.
put it in general for you.
Good. Right, I'm going to write to him right now and say, "Hey, did you know you're a twat?"
Now though, so over the years, paleontologists have unearthed. You get your wah 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 wah.
TK
ready.
Randall, fuck you, TK Randall.
Over the
TK
years,
Randall, also known as Tyro on the UM forums, is the owner and editor of UnexplainedMysteries.com. He found the site back in 2001. Right, okay. Let's go on Twitter right now. I'm going to write to him.
over the years, paleontologists have unearthed a number of fossil T-Rex specimens of various sizes,
Yeah.
with the smaller
Abs-
examples typically being thought to be
TK
juveniles. Hobbit, you're not listening. Now, though, a fossil belonging to what was thought to be a young T-Rex had originally been discovered all the way back in 1942, has been reclassified as a separate species altogether.
Yeah.
We'll do the trumpet noise.
Right. So, TK Randall, do you know what you need?
No, not
God's
that one.
banker come visit you. Oh, you want this one?
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry. Just throughout the entire article, my brain was going.
Yeah, mine as well.
So there you go. So at the time it was found, the fossil was assumed. What does assumed do? It makes an ass out of you.
Ask
and me.
you, Mead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be a new species and named Nanotyrosus lancensis. But in the years that followed, most experts agreed it was actually a juvenile T-Rex. Oh dear. By measuring the growth rings, did you know animals have rings like tree trunks, Hobbit?
What in their teeth?
I have no idea. By measuring the growth rings and the anatomy of the fossil, it turned out this particular species only reached about 15% the size of a T-Rex, even when fully grown. So it was like a midget one. Oh,
can I just say, speaking of midgets, right? There's this thing recently called Destiny versus Ben Shapiro, and they're saying Battle of the Titans. It's like more like Battle of the Midgets.
Battle of the Tinies.
I think they're going to get that dwarf from Game of Thrones to be the referee.
Yeah.
Because he's also bigger
He'll
than
ban
them.
them both, won't he? Because he doesn't like any kind of...
He hates dwarves.
Yeah.
He says the only dwarf that should ever have anything in media is me.
Yeah.
All the other dwarfs need to be shoved in the bin, which is quite easy to do as they're small and you can just pick them up. I hate dwarves.
Yeah.
That dwarf from Game of Thrones. He's got a name, hasn't he? Probably Shorty.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, also known as Titchy.
Titchy. Have you seen a Star Trek Starfleet logo has been spotted by the Curiosity rover on Mars? Did I say Mars? I think I meant... Did I say Mars? I think I meant Iceland, didn't I? Is it Iceland?
Oh, yeah. Greenland. Yeah. No, that's only where they do the training, though, you know.
Oh, is that?
Okay. Training, yeah. They train there, that's right, yeah.
Hobbit, do you want to do some of these, or Fraser?
Go on, Fraser.
What? Oh.
What about tales of ghosts and spirits abound at Aberdeen's most haunted pub? I would love just once for one of those ghost investigators. I'd love them to go into one of those places once and just say, "Sorry, there's nothing haunted here." Oh well, can't win them all, right?
I just wanted to find a ghost in a shell suit.
Well, I really want to hear like a ghost event. It give credence to the thing, like they go somewhere, investigate, and go, "Sorry, there's nothing spooky about this place."
See, the thing is, right? The thing with ghosts, everyone's thinking, "Oh, it's a ghost, right?" But like, it's someone who's partially see-through or something like weird, right? But most of the time, ghosts are just like normal people. They would look like normal.
You don't interact with every single person on the street, so.
No, exactly. That's what I mean. They look like a normal. They won't be opaque or fucking, see-through or kind of.
Especially if they're wearing a shell suit, you wouldn't know, would you?
Yeah, they're not covered in a bloody cloth or whatever and going, floating around, right? They would literally just like you and me. Because I've heard people, and there's been countless like video like things of people like talking to people on camera who aren't there. And then when they've asked the guy, like, who are you talking to? Oh, I was talking to John or whoever, right?
Do you know who that happened to? It's quite famous. Miley Cyrus's dad, Billy Ray Cyrus, there's this theatre where a load of country singers go to. And when he was there, there's like this ghost that haunts it. And he went and did a comeback tour. But when he did... the lights went out and like people were freaking out, and then the lights came back on. And he's like, "Here's to you, ghost of the theatre." So it's just like, it's like apparently Billy Ray Cyrus could see the ghost and he was talking to him. Mm-hmm. It was this guy who said, "I was going to live here forever." I'm sorry. Somebody, let me find out what the story is now, because this is probably actually worth talking about. Billy Ray Cyrus.
Paul Burrell is haunted by Princess Diana.
Ghost.
Yeah, you killed me.
Paramount Art Centre.
Jesus, he's terrible, isn't he?
So it's called the Paramount Art Centre, and it's history, blah blah blah, water damage, haunting. It said during the early renovation work on the Paramount Theatre, a death occurred there, and the man's ghost has also since haunted the Paramount. According to the story, in the early 40s, 4 construction workers from Boyd Theatre Company in Cincinnati, Ohio, were working on the project inside the auditorium. It's reported all of them gone to lunch except one man named Joe. When the other 3 returned, they were said to have found Joe hanging from the... You'll find me for the curtain ringing, dead. He did Roberta Calvi. Allegedly, since that time, sounds have been heard, things have gone missing, cold drafts have been felt, and the image of the man is said to appear on occasion. Despite this, most of the story refers to Joe as a good ghost, one who seems to look out for the benefit of it. So he's not the Phantom of the Opera, he's the Phantom of the country and western things.
Phantom of the old opera.
When Billy Ray Cyrus was at Paramount filming his video for Achy Breaky Heart, he was told about the legend of Paramount Joe. It's customary to get an 8x10 photograph signed by each performer that appears at the Paramount and hang the photo on the Wall of Fame in the box office. Billy Ray autographed large colour posters for each of the female employees working there at the time. Sex. one with a personal inscription to Paramount Joe, whom he now had a fondness for. Each worm put a poster near her desk, and Joe's was hung in the box office near all the other performers. As time passed and the walls in the box office became too full of 8x10 signed by the performers, the executive director felt some of the picture poster needed to come down. Nobody wanted to take their personally autographed picture of Billy Ray down, so they took down the one he had signed to Paramount Joe. The next day, the story has it, every 8x10 poster had been hanging neatly on the walls the night before were now lined. Strewn on the floor, many of the glass frames shattered. Paramount Joe's poster still hangs in the Paramount in part of the marquee room, which is now the site of Paramount Joe's Rising Star Cafe. In 2004, marketing director Tyson Compton was giving a tour to some high school students. As he was relating the Paramount Joe story, he realised that he was always talking about Joe and not to him. So as he spoke to the students, he stopped and called out, "Joe, are you there? Is it okay I'll tell you a story?" While he swears that he hadn't heard a seat squeak, that is not the most chilling part of the story. Compton relates how he received the call next day from a psychic who lived in the area. She asked him if somebody in his family or close friend had recently died. She got the message from the other side. She said, "I'm supposed to tell you that Joe said he is here." So, and Billy Ray Cyrus came back to that place after doing Achy Breaky Heart. "That just don't understand. And if you break my heart, my achy breaky heart, then it just don't break a bam.
Okay. That's horrible. Never sing again. Fucking Christ.
I found another one on a different site. Alligators survive cold snap by becoming frozen solid in North Carolina and Texas ponds. When temperatures...
Oh yeah, supposedly this isn't a weird thing. They do this. Supposedly that's what they do.
Yeah, it's like you're not even safe like ice skating now.
Yeah, supposedly they actually do freeze themselves with their nose sticking out the ice, kind of thing.
When temperatures drop below freezing, alligators can enter a state of torpor, known as brumation, as the water around them solidifies and suspends them in a giant pond-shaped ice cube. So they're literally like Denzel Washington in what's it? Demolition Man, isn't it? I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, he's there.
I'm back now. I had to get some wood.
Okay. Did you hear about the alligators?
Well, the alligators.
Yeah, the alligators are getting. That's not an alligator. That's a cicada.
Are the alligators going crackers?
No, they're getting frozen. They're getting frozen in ponds, but not dying because they go into like a suspended animation.
Oh, that's funny.
Why?
I just wanted to use that sound effect.
People keep asking how the swamp puppies are doing. I'm happy to report they're frozen solid, a representative of the swamp park in southern North Carolina. Okay. We literally have
Southern North Carolina.
Yeah, southern North Carolina. We literally have gator sickles right now. Several alligators were found frozen inside giant ice cubes at the swamp park, a tourist attraction and alligator sanctuary near Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. Another alligator was spotted suspended in an icy pond at the Gator Country Rescue Center in Beaumont, Texas. Both states have experienced dips in temperature below 30 degrees Fahrenheit, -1 degree C, in the past week, with a cold snap of 17 degrees, which is -8 C, recorded in North Carolina. Fucking crazy, isn't it? So they're just laying there with their snouts out.
Weird.
Yeah.
Mm.
So when ice crystals start to form, the alligator's metabolism slows down and their lethargic bodies gradually become suspended in the frozen water with their eyes closed. Unlike mammals that hibernate, alligators and other reptiles don't fall into a deep sleep during brumation and still have periods of activity so they can drink.
Brumation?
Brumation. B-R-U-M-A-T-I-O-N.
Brumation.
Brumation. Brumation. They got brumation, mate.
Brum.
During brumation, an alligator's heart can slow down to as few as 3 beats per minute.
Oh, that's like listening to some deep house then.
Yeah. Comments, move over Han Solo.
What? I don't understand what that means.
Well, he was frozen in carbonite, weren't he?
Oh.
Heat bursts.
That's a Star Wars joke.
Iceland are having
I hear Mum's
again.
gone to that.
They're having yeah.
Great ejaculations.
NASA images have revealed the intense heat still emanating from the recently awakened volcano in Iceland.
Awaken.
Yes.
Mr. Crackish.
So that's it. So here we go. We're all gonna die again. We're all gonna die.
Does this mean all the planes are going to be grounded?
Yeah. Everywhere's going to be flooded.
Ah. Shit. I forgot to do it. Sod it. I'll have to do it again. I was going to go and get proof that I live where I do because I need to get some documents signed.
Yeah.
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 Right, so we done?
Oh, I don't know. I would like to say thank you very much to Handles for doing Messiah, because we wouldn't have been able to talk about Roberta Calvi, also known as God's Banker. Yeah.
Let's have a roundup of the chat. What sound does a mute swan make?
Well, I believe the sound will be played once the show ends.
Dan Aykroyd's based Ghostbusters home and his dad. That's it. So that's all the chat caught up with.
Is it?
Yeah, no,
I didn't know.
Don was in earlier on.
Yeah.
Button Moon was faked by Kubrick, Don said.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Dom, next time you see Ian, give him our best. Or next time you hear from him. Yeah, he DM'd me. He's in hospital, so everybody send some healing vibes to him.
Oh yeah, he doesn't believe in prayer, so don't pray for his soul.
Yeah, do a non-denominational prayer for his soul.
Make an offering to Richard Dawson on his behalf.
Dawkins.
Yeah.
The Pope.
What is the guy that sung "Open the Door, Get on the Floor"? Everybody bought the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's not was that was.
There's a video actually I want to talk about next week. It's only 3 minutes. I put a video in the Fortean.
Open the door, get on the floor.
He was saying about satellites and the ISS do not prove you're on a ball. And he said they in fact prove that you're in the firmament.
Yeah, but have you noticed the ISS goes like across the sky really quickly?
Yeah, he's saying it's all said in there, so we'll go over it next week.
Are you saying it's just like a? Yeah, but if it was a laser beam, it would have to be a really powerful laser beam. What's it shining against?
Well, he's saying it's some sort of propulsion system. I can't remember exactly what one. Some sort of electromagnetic propulsion system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So right, that's us done.
All right, go away now.
Yeah, go away now. Bye.